Hey guys, hope you are doing fantastic. So I decided to do a YouTube video with my top off because supposedly sex sells, so it means I might get more hits. No, I'm definitely going to put my top back on. Give me a moment. I wanted to have a conversation with you with my top on, okay? We don't want women leaving their husbands and men chasing me in my DMs. Like, comment and subscribe, guys. This stuff really helps to put my content out there. I wanted to have a serious conversation with you about some of the lessons that I've learned since the pandemic broke, since the entire world went into this crazy, inexplicable, it feels like a movie to me, actually, to be honest with you. I think in my mind, and one of the reasons I haven't taken it serious is because I think in about a month or 2 months, the government's going to release a video, a trailer, and say, haha, we pranked you all. You were all part of this big, massive Steven Spielberg movie. And as long as they pay us credits and they pay us royalties, I can't even explain it because it just feels weird. We're all stuck indoors. There's a virus going around killing people. But of course, the reality is, I know it all too well. It's affected my business, it's affected my businesses, and there are certain lessons that I've learned over this period that I want to share with you to make sure you come out of this a bigger, better, bolder person and a better business person. So I've got 9 things. I don't know why I said 5. I've got nine things that I wanted to talk to you about. So I'll go through them and I hope you can implement every single one of them going forward because I feel it's going to change your life. So I'll spend some time actually breaking them down so you actually understand exactly what I mean. So let's go with number 1. So number 1, negotiate better. Learn to become a negotiating machine. What I found out with the properties that I've taken on or properties that I've bought, in hindsight, I should have negotiated better. Again, the fact is you don't know what's going to happen in the future, so you've got to make sure that your numbers are correct, your numbers are tight. If you're in any form of business, don't accept the first figure as your final. Make sure you are negotiating to the last penny, to the last figure, because these are going to matter when it matters. For example, with some of our properties and some of our service accommodation units, when things were rosy, when we had an influx of customers coming in and clients coming in, we might have taken on properties where we could have negotiated a few £100s off, but the figures were okay then. But now when there is a pandemic, when there's a reduction in the amount of people, we now look back at the numbers and we say, my goodness, if only we had said to the landlord, if we had played a tighter game, if we had negotiated better, things wouldn't be as tough. So again, one thing that I'm doing is I'm brushing up on my negotiation skills. I'm currently reading a book by Chris Voss, which is Never Split the Difference. Incredible book talking about the art of negotiation, old school negotiation, none of this new school stuff that you guys think negotiation is saying, oh, I want it for £100. No, I want it for £10. Hey, negotiation. No, real in-depth, getting people to understand your side and putting across a viable and a cogent argument or a good understanding of negotiation to get the deal done. So go back to those basics, go back to the foundational stuff of making sure you are protecting your interest, making sure the negotiation is fair, but making sure you are happy that you've squeezed every penny out of the deal fairly. So number 2, one of the things that's been very important for us and lessons that we've learned over this period, and these are things that we've all known, but it only takes a crazy pandemic for us to wake up and realize that you need multiple exit strategies. Every smart entrepreneur, every single person that has a business that's doing well, understands that you need multiple exit strategies. Don't just start a business and say, hey, this is how my business is going to go, because the reality of life is it's never going to go how you think it's going to go. So you've got to sit down and formulate plans. You've got to sit down and create some sort of structure to say, hey, if this happens, then this is the next step. If this happens, then I'm going to go in this direction. And you've got to have multiple ways that you can run your business because it's never going to go how you expect it to go. This is one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest supporter of business plans. At the end of the day, the business plan is what you envisage or what you desire it to happen. But the reality is it's never going to happen how you want it to happen. So make sure you're prepared and make sure you're thinking 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. And what that does is it turns you into an incredible machine because it simply means you are prepared for any eventuality or anything that might potentially happen. So again, what we've done is we've scaled back all the business and we've sat down and said, hey, if this happens in the future, if we run out of money on this specific specific project, if an employee steals money, if anything happens, what are the contingencies? And that starts to protect you, and that starts to make your brain think 3, 4, 5, 6 years in advance, and you start to protect yourself, your business, and your staff. So number 3, really important, and I love this, make quicker decisions. This period, this corona period has caused me to learn how to make quicker decisions. So hey, look, yes, people say if you make quicker decisions, then you make more mistakes. That's not the point. The point is you've got to get your mind, speed up your ability to make critical decisions very quickly, whether it's right, whether it's wrong. Make a decision and go straight into it. The issue is most people deliberate. Therefore, you procrastinate. Therefore, you psych yourself out of not doing anything. Get in the habit of training your brain to make quicker decisions. And if you're making that decision with your heart and your soul, then put all your energy and all your heart into making sure you get the result. Whether it's the right decision or not, you're only going to know after you've done it. So get yourself into making quick decisions, because what we found with some of our properties and with the property businesses, we tried to ride out the storm. And we said, oh, you know what? It's not that serious. Let's sit on it for a moment. We don't know what it's going to be. And we hung tight. We sat still for a moment, which means we missed critical opportunities to increase our income or to stabilize the business as well. So make a decision, stick by it, run with it. Number 4, really important. I love this. I love a good old rant. Me doing this video right now is me actually having a rant. It's therapy. It's therapeutic. I can speak and I can say what the heck I want to say, and you got to listen or you can tune off. I think one thing that's very important is have somebody, whether it's 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, have someone that you can rant to, someone that you can be totally open, transparent, and honest to, and you can say, hey, this is how I'm feeling, this is what the heck is going on, and you know what, you don't have to say anything back. Let me just verbally abuse you and know that it's not malicious, because we all need an avenue to get it out. Being a leader, being an employer, being a manager means a lot of times your team expect you to carry the weight on your shoulders, and you've got to smile all the time, and you've got to reassure them all the time that everything's going to be okay, because many people need leadership and they want to see the captain standing confidently with his shoulders out. But the truth is this: you've got to have someone that you can talk to, you've got to have someone that you can lay out the truth to, and you've got to also have someone that you can listen to, someone that can give you that important slap in the face and say, do you know what, TJ, enough is enough, stop moping, get up, go and do it as well. That's the power of mentorship. Number 5, remember, nobody is coming to help you. So now you've probably seen it by yourself, especially for the business people. The reality is you are in this race by yourself. Yes, the government have introduced certain schemes, but after the government have been and done what they need to do, the reality is you are the one that has to build this business. So you've got to find the tools, you've got to develop the skill sets, you've got to do everything that you can to make sure that you survive throughout this period. Don't rely on anyone else. Find a skill, up your skill level, upskill yourself, learn a new craft, learn something, develop something that's going to help you and push you to the next level, and something that's going to protect your income and protect your family. No one is coming to help you. Get that through your mind, get that in your head. You are in this race by yourself because you are working hard to create something that people thought you couldn't create. Make sure you're putting all your effort into it. Number 6. Okay, so number 6, quite crucial. So I wrote it down here as rip the bandage off. So it means all the shit that you've been hiding, all the stuff that you've been sweeping under the carpet, such as you think your business is doing great, but you haven't audited your business. You think your employees are the best, but you haven't tested them, you haven't trained them, you haven't provided the essential critical service, or you haven't researched deeper into what you need to do because you've been sweeping it under the carpet. Corona, this pandemic, COVID-19 is allowing you to rip the bandage off. So all the shit you've been hiding under the carpet, you can say, oh my God, I've got to deal with this. If your numbers are crap, then you've got to find out. If your turnover to profit margin is really shit, then you've got to find out what is it. Where are you leaking money? Where are you bleeding money? What's the tiny little things in your business that you can turn around today? Are you paying too much for your adverts? Are you paying too much in marketing? Do you need to reduce your office? Do you need an office? Do you need as many staff as you've currently got? We're seeing a lot of people who are having to furlough staff or remove staff, and their businesses are still doing well. Well, you've got to ask yourself a simple question then. Did you really need all those staff? Is it vanity? Rip the bandage off and ask yourself the critical questions. Is this just vanity? Am I doing this for ego? Do I need 60 million employees? Do I need 100 employees? Do I need this? Do I need that? And scale back down. scale back down and then start to build up, because what you'll find is you've been leaking and bleeding money, and those funds are so important because you could use that to grow your business or protect or sustain your business during this period. So don't be afraid to pull off that bandage and find out what the heck you've been hiding under there and deal with it. Aha, good, I like this. Number 7. Don't rely on one income in your business. Now, I've got to spend some time to actually explain this to you properly. What I simply mean is, do not create a business that only has one stream of income. In fact, let me rewind it again. Create your business, but develop or find multiple incomes within that one business. The term is symbiotic flows of income. This is very important, and this is what will keep you safe and sane if we ever have another situation like this. Yes, we may never get a COVID-19. Yes, we may never get a virus floating around killing off people and destroying businesses, but we will encounter something. Maybe not of this magnitude. It might be on a personal level. It might be a death. It might be an earthquake. It might be a flood. Something is going to happen, and you've got to be prepared next time. So never rely on just one core income within your one business. So again, remember this word, symbiotic flows of income. So what you've got to do is build up your core business. So you say, hey, I want to start up a hairdresser. And you start the hairdressing business, and your core business is doing people's hair. What you want to do over time, if you've established the hairdresser, is find multiple points within that one business where you can also extract additional income. So that might be now renting out chairs in your hairdresser for other people to use your chairs or to use your service. It might be renting out the equipment in your salon for other people. It might be selling hair products. It might be selling hair care products. What you've got to do is sit down, analyze, and say, hey, I started this one business for this one reason, because I wanted to provide this service. Now, what are my other customers asking for, and how can I withdraw more income from this core business? Similar to my property business, when I fell into serviced accommodation, I got into serviced accommodation because I wanted to start a serviced accommodation business. I grew my serviced accommodation business. Then I started finding out from people that other people wanted to get into serviced accommodation, but they didn't know how to get deals, and I'm getting multiple deals. So I found out that there's another marketplace to make more money by finding deals for other people. And then other people came to me later and said, my goodness, what can I do next? Well, I want to get into service accommodation. So what are the steps? What are the principles? How do I do this? How do I do this? So I started off a training company. So essentially what I'm saying is, within one business, you can have 3 businesses. And that gives you income. So if one business gets slapped, then, or if one business gets affected, then you still have an income within that same business. And this is really crucial, because people say, well, how will I find the time? Well, you will find the time, because the focus is you start the one business, and that's your core business. And within that core business, there are opportunities for you to create side businesses that eventually go off to potentially outperform the core business. But again, it gives you multiple streams within one business. And after you do that, you now have cash flow, which you can reinvest or start up additional business and eventually grow to have your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 multiple streams of income. So let's stop playing around, guys. Let's stop playing around. 8, get some emergency cash. What we realized, and again, I'll do a video about this, and some people are going to take offense to this, and you know what, I don't particularly care. If you look at the numbers, and maybe I might get that maybe for another video, the amount of people that have applied for emergency loans, the amount of people whose businesses have gone down the pan, the amount of individuals who are struggling in the first month of the coronavirus, it's scary, because it's a quick reminder to say people are not managing their finance correctly. It's a quick reminder to say people are actually living on the verge of poverty because they haven't understood the principles of money. It's absolutely crazy to me that within the first month, there were so many people who were seeking loans. There were so many people who had to close the business. There were so many people who were on the verge of bankruptcy or on the verge of financial suicide. It's really scary. So the point here is, make sure no matter what you earn, you put a percentage of it aside. You should have 6 months, you should have 12 months, you should have some money set aside, especially if you're a parent. Especially if you've got responsibilities, you should have some money put aside, because again, I keep reiterating, you don't know how much life is going to punch you in the face, or you don't know what's going to happen. So again, take this as a challenge. No matter what you earn, if you earn £1,000 a month, put aside something, even if it's as low as 10%. No matter what, if you've got to forego something, if it means you've got to eat rice and chicken every single day for the next year, if it means you've just got to eat baked beans and chips for the next year, make sure you are using this opportunity to save some emergency cash so that you don't get destroyed or ruined financially. How did I do? Nine. Develop foresight. That means the ability to see the future, which means you're thoroughly prepared. As I said, of course, no one can see the future. I mean, I've been watching too much X-Men. But yes, you can't see the future, but you can get a glimpse of the future and be prepared for it, which means you can study other people in your business sector. You can study other people and say, hey, this is what's happening to their business. It means this might happen to my business. Now, it may never happen. And that's a good thing. It may never happen. Something bad may never happen. But you're at least prepared for it. So you've got a plan in place to prepare for any eventualities. Because the reason why a lot of people struggle is because of the shock. And the shock is what slows you down from being able to actually do something about it. You get hit in the face. There's a coronavirus. There's a pandemic, and you stay static because you didn't think about what the next step could be with regards to your business, with regards to your staff, with regards to your office. So again, guys, I just really wanted to do this video. I think it's 8 or 9 things that I've spoken about today that you can actually do that can help you going forward. I hope it was useful. Like, comment and subscribe, guys. This stuff really helps to put my content out there. If you found it useful, or if you know someone that might benefit from it, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. I'll catch you soon.